This is Eden Star. I'm Eustace the Monk. So, imagine this scenario if you want to. You're a pioneer on an alien planet. It's called like Ferris 7 or Phallus 7 or something like that. You're all by yourself, naturally. You've got a Nintendo Power Glove that gives you Jedi Force powers, and you immediately salvage your landing pod and initial supply drop for materials. After accomplishing that, you waste no time in constructing a device called the Eden Kit. It's a contraption that projects a dome around itself that converts the alien atmosphere into a more hospitable atmosphere. Next, you begin tearing apart rocks and trees and everything around you to gather more resources to build walls and gun turrets to protect you and the Eden Kit from the hostile alien creatures, who are presumably angered by the stranger who's polluting their atmosphere and tearing up all the landscape. This is the game of Eden Star, a first-person building, fighting, survival game. Building the base to protect your Eden Kit is the main focus of the game right now. The Eden Kit is vital for you to survive on Ferris 7, because the atmosphere during the nighttime is toxic and you'll slowly die unless you're within its protective aegis. Also, much of the life on Ferris 7 is hostile to you, and it wants to kill you and rip down your Eden Kit. Luckily, the angry life forms can only come out at night, or unless you attack their nests. So, basically, it's the tried and true Minecraft play cycle for games like this. During the daytime, you're out and about, gathering resources and building up the base. At night, you're huddled under the dome of the Eden Kit, fighting off wave after wave of belligerent alien creatures. The base game is phenomenal at this point. The graphics are gorgeous, the movement animations are fluid and lifelike, and the physics behind your Power Glove force powers is really convincing. It's really pretty amazing to watch it go. The actual in-game designation for the Power Glove is the MATA. And that's an acronym for something that I can't remember right now, but really, does it really matter? Would you rather wallow in the transparently bogus backstory, or parkour around Ferris 7 with a Nintendo Power Glove that gives you force powers? I mean, really. One thing that's cool is that there is limited parkour in the game. You can heft up ledges and rocks and jump over things and fall an unbelievable distance before you take damage. There's also unlimited sprinting, which is really, really nice. There's no stamina bar to deplete, and frankly, I'm really glad to see that. I'm sick of games manufacturing a challenge by assuming that I'll get winded after running 7 steps. It's ridiculous. And luckily, Eden Star doesn't do that. You can run and sprint as long as you want. The Power Glove is your mining tool. It lets you use the Force to snap off chunks of rocks and trees and gather all the important resources out of them. And all the resources are on the surface of the planet. You won't have to dig down anywhere to find anything. So as the gameplay cycle typically goes, you'll be running around gathering resources and exploring during the day when you can be outside of the Eden Kit projected dome. You'll also be building up your base, repairing damage done the previous night, and adding turrets and walls and that kind of thing. At night, that's when the creatures attack, trying to destroy the Eden Kit and you along with it. At first I was thinking that I was some kind of latter-day Omega Man, fighting off the hordes of baddies every night. But as I played the game, I started to feel a bit like a space hippie from Star Trek. You know, some Herbert ejects my landing pod onto this so-called Eden, where it's not the peaceful utopia that I had hoped, but instead it's a hellhole of nearly constant violence and discord. The specifics of this endless tumult are pretty standard for games like this. You craft various weapons and ammunition from your factory here, rifles, submachine guns, and other things. You also have this retractable baton to use in melee strikes, and you can upgrade the baton as well. You can also upgrade your Power Glove, giving it new powers like concussive blasts and that sort of thing. These powers eat up the Power Glove's energy, which you have to recharge by sucking up plant life with your force powers. So I usually just stick to the guns. One of the powers you'll want to buy right away for the Power Glove, though, is Repair. That way you can patch up your damaged base every morning after the monster attacks. There's a variety of different beasties that attack you. Like there's these burrowing little bug types, and flying tentacular lamprey eel types, and gross angry monkey types. They all drop this crud that you can use to make more gunpowder, which is nice. It's like they're delivering the means of their own destruction. That's kind of funny. I always like to build my base near the edge of a cliff because it limits how many sides you can get attacked from, and you can also use your force powers to fling the creatures off of the cliff. I find it endlessly entertaining to watch their little legs flail as they fly into oblivion. Of course, you have to be careful that the same thing doesn't happen to you. You can jump off the cliff or get knocked off the cliff. You can also fling the creatures into the air or against rocks and trees to damage them. And then the dawn comes, and the constant din of your turrets and gun emplacements comes to an end, and you begin gathering resources again to repair and expand the base. You can also try and find and destroy the creatures' nests, which will reduce the numbers that attack you the following night. And they're always making new nests, and they're always expanding, so you'll have to be pretty vigilant about destroying them. And then the night comes, and you scamper back to your base to defend it. And then the day comes, and you gather resources, repair, and find nests to destroy. Then the night comes, then the day comes, then the night, then the day, then the night, then the day, and then the night. And that's where I come to my main criticism of Eden Star at this point. It desperately, desperately needs more content. The map is pretty small, and the resources, for the most part, respawn every day, so you don't have to travel very far. The amount of items you can create and the upgrades you can build is still pretty limited, but it's a fun game and I'd recommend it. But I've played about 7 hours or so and I've done just about everything there is to do. There's just needs to be more to it. There's a basis for an awesome game here, just needs more time and development. To their credit, the developers are really working hard to constantly provide more content and fix bugs. It's getting the development time that it needs. And I'm giving it my recommendation even though it has limited play value at the moment, because what you'll play in it's really fun, and there's still a lot of work going on. Like, for example, they are actively working to expand the number of creatures that come to fight you, and they have a new, much larger map that they're going to produce here in about, they say it's about a month from now. So they are working on it. It's a fun game.